Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, uh, October 2nd. One sec, I'm seeing myself here. Bunk. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, here we go. Now we start for real. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, October 2nd. It is 11:32 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there if you care to go look. All right, a little bit of fun this morning. Okay, everything 21 million. This is beautiful. This is Lucio Paletti. He's an amazing Bitcoin activist and artist, or maybe it's an amazing artist. I'm not even sure if he's a Bitcoin activist. Actually, I think he is, to be honest with you. I'll put this in the live chat. He does great work, definitely worth following on Twitter. Okay, for fun, investigators have concluded that the Nord Stream pipeline committed suicide after the guards fell asleep and security cameras stopped working. Yeah, it happens. Okay, so anyhow, I'm thinking we might have a nice setup for Monday. We'll see how it goes. Looking at futures, it does look like the big index futures are probably negative for Monday. So I myself am going to be kind of hedged out in a safe place come Monday. I should say the futures for Monday open look a little negative from what I've seen so far. You can never be sure about those things exactly, but I'm going to be a little bit hedged out for either up or down come Monday morning. And let's look at the market and see what it's doing. I definitely think we're building some momentum for a bit of a run for some alts, maybe even Bitcoin come Monday. But we got to see what happens, see how the S&P 500 opens and the index opens, kind of see what's going on. I'm a little bit unsure what's going to happen, immediate market open, but let's just see how it goes. I got a feeling we have some momentum. If nothing else, might see some alts run. So we'll try to get in those so that we're ready to make some money. As always, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Hey guys, check this out. 3.5 billion in volume for Bitcoin explicitly last 24 hours. That is nothing. We got really, really low volume. Looking at all the exchanges, the big ones, we're all in the negatives right now. So ever since pretty much Saturday, volume's been kind of dumping. You can see on the 7-day graph, it definitely dumped yesterday, kind of sideways, but slightly down today. Not as down as I think as it was yesterday, but all the big indexes are kind of like potty. So I'm sorry, big exchanges are kind of potty. We're not seeing much trading for spot going on. I don't think I've ever seen derivatives, basically longs versus shorts with leverage so low, 22 billion. That's incredible. So basically, there is nothing happening this weekend. The market is very, very flat as far as volume for Bitcoin and spot trading pairs. So Bitcoin coming in at 19,195. That's okay. We're staying above 18,000. I can dig that. Looking at the top 100 here. Evmos, whatever that is, it's up 12% last 24 hours. Terra Luna Classic, Lun C has been doing quite well, up 12% last 24 hours. And I think that one's getting ready to continue that. We'll take a look at that. Other than that, nothing is really incredibly impressive. Chain, XCN is looking pretty good, up 3.7%. Anyway, other than that, anybody else looking good? Nothing too exciting. So let's move on to different things. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where all the big volume is. 69% long, 30% short. Definitely a long bias there for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, 71% long, 28% short. Definitely a long bias for Ethereum. So I'll especially see how that plays out Monday morning. Looking at a 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, as we can see, really, I mean, we're it's been on a downward trend for sure. Maybe we're getting sideways now. I mean, if we do look here, we've kind of got I'm going to call that, a low. Now we got a higher low. That's a lower low. We're just not seeing anything too positive here on the 4-hour chart, really. Could I make an upwards channel out of that? Not really. So for the most part, let's see how it goes. I mean, if you wanted to be a little bit creative, you could kind of do a parallel channel right here. Could you? It's all a little bit too. Well, maybe you could. Maybe we got a slight uptrend going on here in the 4-hour chart. I can dig that. I'm not going to shoot it down. Today we're seeing some nice upwards velocity here. We did break above the 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart back on the 27th of September, but we dumped quickly. Anyhow, let's just see how it goes. We're staying above 18,000. Let's see how it rolls. This is a 4-hour chart. We are not above the 200 moving average, even if we have a slight upwards channel. Definitely can see some volume that's been coming in. Definitely pushing Bitcoin around a bit. We don't have a really we had squeeze indicators beginning to turn negative. Directional nexus is in the red. Basically, we just got low energy for Bitcoin right now on the 4-hour chart. Let's look at a 45-minute chart for more immediate price action. How's this channel looking there? 45-minute chart. We're below the 200 and the 314. Maybe starting to challenge that 314. Maybe starting to get a little bit of sideways upwards motion. How's the squeeze indicator going? No green yet on the squeeze. Directional index is still red. So pretty much Bitcoin is just, it ain't got a whole lot of velocity right now. Bitcoin's pretty darn sideways, and the volume is insanely low. So really, with insanely low Bitcoin trading volume and spot trading volume, and kind of a flaccid 4-hour chart and 45-minute chart for Bitcoin, I would beware. Let's actually look a little bit more at this. Let me actually expand this out, make this a little bit smaller here. Let's do something fun for one moment. Let's look at Bitcoin on the daily chart. Nix that. Let's look at the MAC. We still are just barely keeping a positive daily MACD, so that's rather powerful. But we are below the 200 moving average, which is the white one. How about the 50? Below the 50, we're riding the 20 WMA. Pretty much like daily chart, the only thing it's got going for it is a positive MACD, which is pretty darn good. So let's see what happens. What's Bitcoin going to do come Monday morning? All right, with such low volume, I'm kind of expecting more of a dump, especially if futures are negative. So sorry, I'm just really indecisive on that one. We're going to see what happens Monday morning. I'm honestly going to be kind of hedged out on the side, just waiting when that market opens to see if Bitcoin starts making a move. It would not surprise me if you're up early before market opens, like for me around 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You often see a bit of movement around there. Before market can tend to sort of dictate what's going to happen when the market opens. So if you're up early, start watching Bitcoin before the market opens, and it might tell you what it's going to do. Anyhow, let's look at, these are all interesting coins we've got here. These are ones that our blockchain education is looking at. The crew, basically, this is our chat. If you go to bitcoindailyview.com and go to, or in the description of this video, you can see a little infomercial about blockchain education, which is slightly dated, but there's an affiliate link. If you want to join, hook me up. I make a few dollars if you join. I will be honest with you. With that said, though, love to see you join the team. They have managed trading now, some amazing stuff going on. There's like a 7-day free trial if you want to hop on. And really, all these coins here are ones that we are watching based on a standardized trading methodology. So these are all ones that we kind of are expecting to do well as the week progresses. So you can see them here. I will not always share all of them or share them at all because I don't want to give away, what people are paying for. But basically, at the moment, these are a good number of the ones that we are watching. These are trading pairs that look good for specific reasons, which is our trading methodology, which you'll kind of pick up on here if you're following along when I make videos. So let's look at ones today just to make things quick because the market is kind of so weak right now. I don't see a lot of alts that are really turning me on, but Terra Luna Classic, LUNC versus USDT, if I'm watching that. It's on Binance, KuCoin, Gate.io. Who else? Bitfinex, Bybit. So basically, this one I like to grab ones that are on a lot of exchanges, just because it makes it something that people can actually trade. So Terra Luna Classic, LUNC versus USDT. If I go back here to like the 23rd of August and start our fib sequence, you can see we're beginning to challenge that 0.5 fib level. We've had on the right now we have Grid Madrid ribbons, which you can look for that over at Bitcoin Daily View. Just look for Madrid. Yeah, Madrid moving average ribbons. It's there. Just search for that and you'll find it. So all the moving averages are green. We're looking pretty darn good. This is a 4-hour chart, and we got above. We broke above the 618 moving average. 618. We broke above the 618 fib level, which I think is really wonderful. We actually did go down. We hit the 786. When you go down to the 786, make a nice break like that above the 618, and then find support there. It's about the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And right now I'm trying to find support above the 5. That is a wonderful place. This thing definitely could continue. Directional index is in the green. ADX is getting to that sweet spot. It's about 23 right now or so. That's a great place to hop in. Squeeze indicator showing a nice upwards momentum. I like that. Binary candles are back in the blue. I'm gonna be sitting on this one, waiting to see how the market does on Monday. I think basically if the market opens favorable, if the index is the futures are kind of let me see here. Google, it's like CNBC futures, S&P futures. Let's look at these again. Pre-markets. How are we looking here? Yeah, continue without supporting. So S&P 500 mini, where are we looking here? Whoa, this is interesting. Futures, fair value futures. Wow, if that's actually a +3, okay, it looks good. How about the Russell mini? Russell's negative. NASDAQ is 8.28. That's not percent. It couldn't be. It's got to be just points or pips, I guess they'd say. So Dow looking to open 33 pips up, I guess you'd say. S&P 500 3.8. Is that percent? Nah, it can't be 30. So it must be 3.8 pips or points. NASDAQ mini 8.28. So really, you know what? That's not bad. I can't help you, Europe. I'm surprised if they have actually major indexes opening in the green tomorrow. That's phenomenal. Asia Pacific, a mix of green and red. So okay, you know what? This is rather wonderful. Okay, so if we can get a positive, especially S&P 500 open, I think it's gonna be great. I think Bitcoin definitely, maybe we'll see it on the daily, maybe try to attack that 50 moving average or something like that. It's really looking pretty darn pathetic right now. Bitcoin's kind of a weak chart. Arguably maybe it's keeping this daily. I mean, maybe it's keeping this up. We have an upwards channel. Look at the 45-minute chart. If it could actually break above the 200 moving average on the 45, find support there, stay there, keep moving up. Like I could see, come Monday if we did like one of these, boom, a nice break, stay up, but actually come back and find support in that 200 and then continue moving up. That'd be wonderful. One thing I do see, which is rather positive, especially if the S&P 500 opens positive, is note the 200 moving average right now is technically a 200 moving average, the white moving average is trending positive. It's as in its tangent is upwards. It has crossed the 314 moving average. That's pretty sweet. So you got the 200 above the 314. You got an upwards trending upwards trending 200 moving average. That S&P opens positive. If Bitcoin can break the 200 moving average, what would that be this very second? If we look at that. From where it's sitting to get above that 200 moving average is about, if it can even pump 1%, I mean, bam, on open, that's awesome. And honestly, if we get a hot pre-market, might even get it above there. So be watching tonight if you happen to be a night owl and you're watching. I really think a week starting with the Bitcoin above the 200 moving average, if you find support, that'd be wonderful. I do tend to be a lot more hopeful when I see Bitcoin, when I see anything with the 200 moving average trending up, when it's trying to find a break above, that's when it tends to do better, I have found, especially when it's above the 314. This is a 45-minute chart, immediate price action. Let's see how it rolls. See how it rolls, Let's actually do something else real quick here. I'm going to go like this. Daily chart, let's clear this out. Let's pull in a lot of time. All right. Let me clear all these indicators out. Now, let's do a fib sequence. If we go way back here to like the March 2020, when we visited the 3Ks for a while. If we look here, we're still playing the 786. We're still playing that 786 moving average. This fib, it's a lot of time. We're going way back to like, say, March 2020. And this fib sequence has really kind of, worked. I mean, it's pretty darn sticky. I like that. I mean, the more time you can pull in, the more, more validity you've got, I think. So if we look here, I mean, this 618 golden pocket and the 618 in general has definitely played an important role. You can see it's been support. You can see the 786 has been support. You can even see where the 78, where like here we have this wick down to the bottom of the 618 golden pocket. So the 618 to the 650, that's the 618 golden pocket. That's even played out. So really, and also right here at the 618, we've got the 200 moving average. So this daily chart, it's wonderful. We're still playing a good game here. We really do have a lot of touches. We've got a lot of, I really think if you look back here, that's like November 2020. You look here, you've got like June 2022, and even recently we just about touched it again, like 23rd of September or so. So really, this 786 has played out really, really well. And if you can come down and visit that 786, make a break, from there, and then move up, find support above that the 618 and the 200 moving average right there, that is totally possible, and that would be above 28,000 right there. So let's see how this week opens. I'm really excited, seeing some good futures. I mean, if the S&P is positive at all at open and stays that way, that's going to be good for Bitcoin. So everybody, back to the task at hand. Looking at LUNC, it kind of looks like Bitcoin in a way. So it came up. Well, it looking at a fib from way back to 23rd of August 2022, it ran up, came down, it broke its 200 moving average and the 314 moving average. This is a 4-hour chart, pulling in a lot of time. Bounced off the 786, made a hard bounce above the 618, found support. The 200 moving average was at the 618 basically, and now it's moving up and challenging that .5. And if you look, really, that's a lot like that's a pattern Bitcoin could do on looking at the daily chart here, And if I want to get super radical here, let me actually clear some junk off. Boom, 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 boom. If I want to get crazy and make this more granular looking and blow up my my GPU, you can look at a 4-hour chart and you can just see, all the more, just a little bit more granularity. Oh, I just heard my one of my extra cooling fans kick on. Come on. Hopefully I'm not crashing the stream here. Yeah, it doesn't. It's gonna. I think it's gonna crash my browser for some reason. It does not want to pull in that little bit down there. But anyway, you can see with a 4-hour chart, you can really see the granularity, and you can see how this really does work. So let me actually put let me put a link, copy link to chart image, put that in the live chat there if anybody wants to see it. There we go. Is it going to pull it all in? Nah, it's going to take too long to render. Anyway, guys, good enough. Let me get rid of that granularity. So, LUNC, this is great. If it can hold that .5 and start moving up, I could see LUNC running again. Come Monday, LUNC versus USDT. All these indicators look really, really strong. I like that. BNB continues to be strong. BNB versus USDT, not so great, but BNB versus BTC is looking wonderful. This is a 4-hour chart. You've had this beautiful upwards channel ever since really the 13th of June. If I was to do a forecast here and look at this thing, so if you think about it, ever since like the 12th of June, if you look right now, if you'd gotten in back then, you'd be up 57%. So it's been kind of in general moving upward, holding that 200 moving average for the most part. Looking at this 4-hour chart for like 111 days and 12 hours. So this is pretty powerful. I really cannot complain. So BNB, how the indicators look, good enough. Would not surprise me if it continues its upwards momentum against BTC come Monday and even come right now. So anyway, that's a 4-hour chart. Looking at a 45-minute chart, how's it looking? Yeah, it's looking good. It was below the 200 moving average for a while, broke back above, moving up. Nice little, you can actually see kind of an upwards channel right there within this larger one. 45-minute chart's awesome. ADX is at 27. Directional index is in the green. Squeeze indicator showing some positive momentum. S&P binary candles are in the blue. I mean, this thing is wonderful. So BNB versus BTC. That is just a buy and hodl. It's looking wonderful. BNB against USDT, not quite as, a lot more jagged, but it does appear like it may even start a nice run this week and continue doing that. So there you go. Cake versus USDT. A lot of people are playing this against BTC. I've been watching it against USDT. Cake, beautiful upwards channel, a bit jagged that it's had ever since 19th of August. It's looking wonderful. It broke above this upwards channel. And of course, didn't stay there very long. Hit the top of the RSI cave, came down. Is below the 200 moving average right now on the 45-minute chart. But looking at it, it's making a hard push to get above that 314, that 200. Indicators are turning up. SMU, the binary candles are not blue yet, but the squeeze indicator is about to turn green. We're going to see some green there pretty soon. Directional index is in the green. ADX is looking to turn the right direction. Everything looks good. It's pumping really hard. It's probably going to retrace. My guess is it's going to probably bounce off that 314, have to try again, and eventually get above that 200. But, anything can happen. Cake versus USDT, one that I'm definitely watching. I could definitely see it revisiting the top of this channel. But myself, really, before I'm gonna watch out. I'm a little bit hesitant because it might bounce off the 314. It might get rejected by the 200. It might go between the 300 and the 200 and 314 for a while before it breaks above or below. It's just not in a strong spot right now. I'm going to watch it. This definitely could be a play this week. I think it could definitely visit the top of this channel or maybe break it this time and continue. Are we seeing bonk, 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 bonk? You never know. One thing over in the blockchain education methodology that we do look at sometimes are these. This is fun. If you actually see a W, it's for win. So there you go. 1, 2, win. W's. W's are good news. All right. So anyway, I will not keep this going too darn long. I'm excited about the futures being positive, especially for the S&P 500 come Monday. If it opens positive, it's going to be a good trading week. Myself, I'm kind of staying on the side until the market actually opens or begins to move pre-market, like around 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be watching then to maybe get in on some things. But right now, I'm just watching. I'm going to be watching a bunch of these alts right here. I could go through real quick and just say, how about PON versus USDT? Nope. HNT versus USDT. Well, it broke below the 200 moving average. Might get the 314 bounce and continue up. There you go. Squeeze indicators looking good. This is definitely a possibility come Monday. Anything else that I've been watching? Fourth. No. Comp. No. Anyway, guys. XMR has kind of been impressive. Look at link real quick. Links a no. But XMR, here's one. Let's look at this one real quick before we check out of here. If we look at XMR here in the 45-minute chart, we are beginning, which is Monero, basically. Everyone loves Monero. But check it out. On a 45-minute chart, you've got the squeeze indicators beginning to turn positive. The binary candles are beginning to turn positive. Directional index will be positive soon. ADX is in the right spot for a turn up. It has a 4-hour look. Watch the 4-hour. 4-hour definitely chart is where you really see. You get definitely some big money come in and sell and dump it. 4-hour chart's kind of clean. You can see this thing's been on a beautiful uptrend ever since around 10th of July. I'm sorry, 10th of July. Yeah, 10th of July. It's been on a nice uptrend on the 4-hour chart. It stayed above the 200 moving average. That's really wonderful. But right now it is kind of dumping. But we do have a huge collection of 200 moving average crosses above. That's the blue squares there. So somebody just come end of week just sold and dumped this thing. But it is kind of finding, if we look, support here on the 314. It did go below it, but things are not always exact. It didn't go below the RSI cave there. So let's see what happens. It would not surprise me if this guy turns up and moves to the top of this channel again this week. Would be kind of wonderful. And actually, if you were watching this thing and you got in, let's say like about when it got back above the 200 moving average, you're confident it finds support there. If it hits the top of the RSI cave, that could be 13% easy before you'd probably sell and get back out. So anyway, I'm watching Monero. It's been on a beautiful uptrend. Actually, let's look at the daily for Monero. Yeah, I mean, look at the daily. This is a strong chart for Monero. I mean, it's well above the 200 moving average on the daily chart. Not a lot of alts are. It looks strong on the daily, doesn't it? I think it does, at least. That's pretty powerful looking. Let me get rid of that. Come on. Bunk. There we go. So yeah, I mean, if you look at that, it's just slightly visiting. Actually, if you look too, I think that's the daily. That is, oh, never mind. Yeah, it is actually. On the daily, it broke below the 50 moving average, but then, of course, it quickly wicked back above it. Let's see what Monday holds. On Monday, could see it cross above the 50 moving average again, back in the channel, back above the 20 WMA. Definitely. I'm only watching this one. I think Monero, XMR could definitely be a play come Monday morning. So I'll be watching that one. There's a little tip for you. Anyway, guys and gals, I remember for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. That's a wonderful thing. So I'm looking forward to a badass Monday morning. And let's see. Remember, gang. Wait, it's the wrong. Truth is out there. Anyway, you guys know. Wait, is this it? Yeah, the truth is out there. Anyway, take care, everybody. Now we know what blew up, Nord Stream. It was a rogue ASIC miner. Take care.